So seriously, guys, who's not a little bit stoked about the Perseus coming in game soon? I mean, we're gonna have this thing in what, less than 2 weeks now. We should have it in our hands, maybe a little bit before then if they throw it into testing, so we'll get to see it a little more. Looks like they have made some cool changes. Looking forward to taking a look at that. So what we are gonna do is we are going to take a look at the kind of the IAE little trailer that came up. Now this is not the actual Perseus trailer or anything, but it's just like the quick little 30-second thing that they did for IAE, but it's got a lot of the Perseus in it, and you can see a lot of the details that they've changed and added. And I've just really been looking forward to this. Hopefully you guys have too. For me, it's probably the biggest capital type warship I'll probably ever own in game, just for the amount of people that I normally play with, kind of like daily and weekly and stuff like that. Not that I don't get to do org battles and things like that with some different orgs, but it's probably, you know, like as for a daily kind of runabout ship, not a actually daily driver, but for as far as, you know, getting into scuffs and stuff like that, is probably the biggest ship that I'll ever have. So yeah, we got some big guns. I've heard that the nickname might be called the Medusas, but we'll talk about that. That could have just been a rumor or something, but that would be cool if they were called that. So yeah, let's take a look at this right now. It's insane, guys. This is just crazy. Lots of stuff going on here. You know, you can notice that they did the different placements on the turrets, where the top remote turrets used to be on the top and the little back wing. Now you can see it right there, even in that little clip, that it is under the nose, and we'll do some pause in here in a second. I just wanted to let this go. It doesn't look like it looks like the turret has been moved from the little rear wing. I don't see that they have put an extra remote turret, but it's hard to tell in a lot of these clips. A lot of the clips from the back end of the ship are kind of blurry, so we'll just take a look. So that was our clip right there. So let's roll this back. Let's go all the way back to the very beginning and get this in right here. And you can see, like, right from the get-go, our first things, we've got this remote turret. Like, so normally we had a remote turret here, and we had a remote turret on the back. I think I have a clip of that. And then, so this being moved to the front, I think, was a really good move. They had already had this little box here that was already in, like, the concept, so it was a good place to put it. It would have been cool if they would have added the 3 remote turrets, which would have given really good coverage. You get the back, rear, the front, and the top, but we'll have to see if that turret is still there on the back. I haven't seen it yet. Another big note is right here. You guys can see that we have the looks like maybe size 3s, size 4, size 3, size 4s, Gatlings. These are on the top gun and the rear gun. Now, my concern is, like, my first concern when I saw it was, okay, so these guns are probably going to be really slow rotating, so how useful is that going to be? But CIG, with their wisdom and their ship designs and stuff, you never know what we're actually going to end up getting. These guns were obviously upsized. They stick out a little bit longer, and they look to be a little wider. And I'm hoping that the ship in all is maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not talking like Perseus size or anything like that. We want this to be more of a small destroyer, right? I just did a video of that I will link. But yeah, we kind of want this to stay as compact and as battle ready as we can as far as like maneuverability. And we know this ship is supposed to come with a ton of armor, so hopefully they stick to the lore in that. I would love, since the shields might be like 2 size 3s, kind of like in comparison to, I guess, the Star Lancer TAC that has the 2 size 3s. If it does, you know, shields could be an issue in battles with this. So hopefully the hit points on the hull in the current game state, you know, will reflect the armor of the ship. But we'll have to see about that. So moving on here, we'll see if we can get some different clips. It does look like the torpedo bays are the same. It looks like they might be here still. I'm thinking that these are the torpedo bays. We'll have to take a look at some of the pictures with that. But just going through here, got a nice little shot of the Paladin. And there it is from the side, guys. Super sexy ship. Really looking forward to that. Now like I said, that turret before, and you can see it used to be like hanging right underneath this little wing thing. That remote turret was right there, so it does look like it's actually been taken off. I don't see any signs of the weapon. So we have remote turret front, and then we have our 2 big guns. I would have loved to have seen that remote turret stay, but maybe they removed it for a particular reason. So getting this down, let's see here. Let's move this forward. I love that they had the gun backwards going into the atmosphere, and you can see them backwards here. And there you go. You can actually see the actual, like, kind of the Gatling cannons on the big gun here on the bottom. Lots of PDCs. I think they announced that there was going to be 6, if I'm not mistaken. There's 6 PDCs on this. We'll have to see the official, but also looking in here, the seats look the same. We have our center pilot. It looks like we're going to have our 2 side seats. But what I noticed is I don't see any consoles like in the concept images where there's consoles there. And I got to be honest with you guys, I like that. I hope it has like some sort of fold down um, displays, MFDs. That way we don't have these big consoles in front of us to really open up that view. I think that is an awesome design choice if that's the way they went. Moving on, all right, we got our normal shivs, got a little shiv there. And then here we go, we've got, oh, this is, I mean, this is really cool right here. Just with it coming in with next to the Idris here. But like, you know, you can notice that they're real careful about not kind of showing the scale of it, and they're making it look so much bigger than it probably is. It's only supposed to be 100 meters long, so hopefully I was really hoping they would extend it out to like maybe 110, 115, maybe a wider, and specifically because of the cargo. So moving on, nice little ending shot here. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the end of it. So what do you guys think about the changes that have been made? Does it look like it's gotten a little bit bigger? It just seems to me like maybe the ship grew a little bit in size. I don't think it grew too much. I think it's just the video, the way they're doing it, that made it look like the ship was like a lot bigger than it really is. So one last thing I did want to mention, guys, is as excited as I am for the ship and as excited as many others are, there's a feature on the ship that is still completely broken, and I don't see it becoming fixed anytime soon. I have some cool ideas about some fun gameplay around that would be fun, but the torpedo bays in the Perseus are completely broken still. PDCs still shoot the torpedoes down like crazy. I don't see any sign of that changing anytime soon in the current state of the game. What I would love to see is you be able to target or sub-target the PDCs. Now, PDCs are on the outside of the hull. They should be easily disabled with like missiles. So what I would hope with is either like a ship that could come in with like ballistic cannons or ballistic Gatlings, or you say like size 1 to size 3 missiles. You could sub-target, you know, the ship with those missiles. You hit the ship, it disables those PDCs and allows the larger torps to come in. So if you have a Polaris, you can like focus on one side of the Polaris of getting the PDCs down on that side, and then you'll be able to target that ship with the larger torpedoes. Anyways, that would be my hope. It would add some kind of depth to the gameplay, especially when you're fighting capital ships, to be able to sub-target those PDCs versus just the regular turrets. I'm thinking that maybe something that could be coming, as you can already sub-target turrets and things like that. So fingers crossed on that. But again, at the time, the torpedoes are going to, you know, really not be functional in the current state of the game. But guys, that is it on a little fun information on the Perseus. Really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think about it. Are you hating it? Are you hoping it's going to be bigger or smaller? Like I said, we already did a video on that I'll link that you can check out. But I'm hoping it's just like just a hair bigger to allow for maybe some more cargo, or maybe, you know, a single med bed or something like that they could add. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, I really appreciate the support with the channel. Been having a lot of fun with it. Still staying on a pretty good schedule. So if you want to support me, all you got to do is throw me a thumbs up, leave a comment or something. And if you like the video pretty good, think about subscribing. I'm going to keep on with this game until it either fully succeeds or fully fails. So we're going to be here to stay. As always, guys, thanks, and I'll see you on the next video.